Welcome back, everyone. Wanted to do a quick video addressing something that I posted this morning, and many of you have probably seen as well. News broke today from the folks over at Mug Club, which, as you guys know, I am a content creator on, and the folks at Mug Club Undercover, many of whom I know personally, did great investigative journalism and got out a news story with 3 pages of the Nashville Christian school shooters manifesto. So 3 pages. From what I understand, there is more that will be coming. We'll address something that might be coming here in just a second. But I wanted to do a video on it because I posted the documents earlier this morning across my social media. And if you guys aren't following me on social media, I definitely recommend you do, because that's where most of the news that we post goes, rather than full-length videos like this one. So hopefully this video won't be that long. But I wanted to do a video just discussing a few points that are important on this story, just for us to understand culturally, and then a little bit based on tactics as well. I made some notes here to kind of stay on message. First off is going to be that most other recent school mass shootings, etc., we have known either the manifesto, if there was one, or the social media history of whoever did it. Like, for example, as of when I'm filming this, the most recent one that is being treated like a mass shooting, even though there's mass shootings all the time in Chicago and Philadelphia and elsewhere that don't get covered. But the one that's being covered recently is in Maine, and within, I don't know, probably 12 hours, his entire social media feed was published on multiple websites. His history in terms of employment with the government, his racial status, his sexual status, orientation, all of that was posted publicly online. And that is the norm when the person fits the narrative that the media wants you to see. Now, in this particular case, the person didn't fit the narrative they want you to see, nor did their manifesto contain items that fit the narrative. So basically, they did everything they could to hide it. And from what I understand, it was folks at the Department of Justice that were pressuring the Nashville Police Department to not release the data that was in the manifesto. And the folks over at Mug Club Undercover were able to work with an informant within the department, or who had access to the department, who was able to get these pages as of right now out, and I suspect more will be coming. And again, I know the people over there at Mug Club Undercover personally, so I trust that what they're putting out is verified. They're the kind of people that would do that, in my opinion, based on everything I know. So there is that. Next point I wanted to get into is what right in a free society, which we purport to be here in America, does the government have to hide a document like this from the public? None. And in many cases, these types of documents are released to the public because it shows a potential threat to members of certain groups. And it serves as a way to notify them that there are crazy people who are trying to harm them, and that they should plan accordingly. In this case, the people that were targeted were white, Christian, generally more affluent than average. And so if there's a document that's showing that those types of people are being targeted, then maybe that's something that should be released to the public for their own safety, so that way they can take the appropriate steps to protect themselves and their family. In this case, they tried to prevent that, once again, simply because it didn't fit the narrative. So I would say that the government has zero right to do that. They have no authority to do that. It's simply not the case. If there was an ongoing investigation, like i.e. the killer was on the loose or something like that, I could see why you would want to withhold some things. But in this case, this killer was shot dead in the school by local police who were doing a good job, doing their jobs properly. So there was no reason to withhold this. Now, I will roll in the images that were leaked. For those of you guys that didn't see it, you can pause the video. I'm not going to read the images for several reasons. Number one, most of you guys have probably seen them on social media already. And additionally, it contains language I just don't use here on the channel, because I know a lot of people watch this channel with their kids in the room. And so we try to keep it like PG-13, if you will, at best. But if you guys want to pause it and read it, you're certainly free to do so. But just some points that I took out from what this woman, who was apparently a woman transitioning to a man, transgender, wrote, is that, again, she was very anti-white. She used anti-white slurs multiple times. She was anti-wealth, anti-success, talking about certain items that these kids might have, might own, that poor people wouldn't have. So just standardized, brainwashed communist, to hate the rich, oppose the rich, attack the rich in this case, and was also anti-Christian, made several references to it. Ironically, though, also made references to God. May God guide her in certain ways and overcome certain things, which is very odd for someone targeting a Christian school. But she may have felt that her God is not a Christian God and doesn't, or rather wanted her to attack Christian children. I don't know. I think more is going to come out, because from what I have heard, there is a lot more to this document than these 3 pages, but that is absolutely what we know. And then a few questions based off what I read in the documents. Number one, she said that she's surprised she wasn't stopped, especially in 2021. What happened in 2021? Is that why the Department of Justice was trying to censor this document? Because they knew something happened and something could have been done to prevent this in 2021 that wasn't, and maybe made them look bad. I don't know. Just hypothesis on my part, but it seems very odd that there was a specific date put in there and that she wasn't stopped at that time, and she was surprised by that. So there's that. Additionally, she made a timeline in terms of what she was going to do on the day of the killings, and she said that she recorded a 10-minute videotape. Now, I don't know if that 10-minute videotape has been obtained by the folks at Mug Club Uncensored. I don't know where it is, if it was actually recorded. However, I think that is something that could very well play into the case of why this is trying to be hidden by our government. And then a couple things that I just wanted to touch on as well, moving beyond the actual document itself. Number one, what you guys saw is, in this particular example, was very good police work in terms of response time and then effective movement to the threat and engaging the threat and killing and stopping the threat. But even with that, this person was completely tactically inept if you watch the videos, which is good. It saved a lot of lives. Additionally, she used the weapon. She had multiple weapons on her, and she used one of the least casualty-producing weapons she had. Again, thankfully, in this case. However, if things had gone differently and this person was reasonably tactically adept at what they were doing and proficient in weapons handling, the body count would have been much, much higher, as we've seen in many other cases. So to that end, I want to point out that, of course, no one is coming to save you. The same is true for your children, your spouse, whatever the case may be. I guess the geese agree. But so you have to plan accordingly, right? If you live in a place where they prohibit people from carrying guns in schools, I would work to get that changed. In this particular instance, again, the shooter had very little situational awareness, very little ability to move within a structure in an effective way. Again, thankfully. So, but my point on that is that if there was a teacher, a janitor, adult member of the school staff who was able to concealed carry, very likely they would have been able to take this shooter out before they were able to engage innocent children and teachers within the school. But I don't believe that was the case at this particular school. So they had to wait for the police to come. And again, the police did a very good job in this case, and it still took them a long time, and people were killed in the process. So plan accordingly. Additionally, the thing that ties pretty much all of these the mass shootings that the media reports as mass shootings, because of course there's plenty of mass shootings the media doesn't cover as mass shootings. We know why. But the ones that they like to report on is mental illness. This person was clearly mentally ill. They were in therapy. They were on psychotropic drugs, and just, you know, I'm putting that out there. That seems to be the thing that ties all of these mass shooters over the last 30 years together. I don't know of one that doesn't fit that narrative. And you know, so keep that in mind if you know mentally ill people around you. Just kind of keep an eye on them and plan accordingly, I suppose we could say. So with that, we're going to close the video out. If you guys have any questions, anything like that, you can always post them down below in the comment section. Again, this is a video I don't think it should be too long, but a lot of you guys asked me for it, my opinion on what happened. So that is it. This very well could have been prevented in terms of the tragic death and injuries that happened, especially in this case, because this person was simply just so bad at what they were trying to do, thankfully. But those policies weren't in place, those people weren't in place, and hopefully going forward, that will change as knowledge of these types of incidents grows and people plan accordingly. So that really is it. Again, we mentioned my social media earlier. If you're not following me there, definitely recommend you do so. That's the place to get breaking news when things like this happen. I recommend all of my non-Zuckerberg ones the most because that's where I can speak the most freely and share the most news with you guys. And additionally, if you're new here and you like this type of video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you've done that and you've hit the notification bell and you haven't seen 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, you can sign up for that email at my website here on your screen. I probably also rolled in earlier a coupon code for Mug Club if you guys are interested in supporting this type of journalism. Again, I am a content creator over at Mug Club. You guys can use my code and link over there, but to get yourself a free month. But additionally, backing up, the email goes out once a month if you sign up for that, and it has all the videos since the previous month's email went out, so that way there's no algorithm censoring your eyes from my content. Lastly, if you like good deals on stuff, guns, ammo, optics, all types of other accessories, definitely sign up for the daily deals email at the website here on your screen. It goes out every day, and it has 8 of the best deals that we find around the internet. If it's in that item, if it's in that email, whatever the item is, it's the cheapest that I know of on that particular day anywhere on the internet. So I've done the price comparisons for you to hopefully save you some time and money as well. So definitely sign up for that. And that's it. That's all I have for you. Oh yeah. These shirts are back in stock for people looking for them. The watch list folks, they're back in stock. I think every size from small to 6XL. If you guys are looking for that, there'll be a link down below. And that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.